Welcome to Saturday Stories. I'm Claire Pernice, and this is our Saturday Stories by the Society of Illustrators that we have running every third Saturday of the month. And this is a program that we've had since the pandemic, when everything went virtual. And it's been such a successful program that we have it sponsored, and it enables us to find illustrators who are across the world and also reach you in your homes, wherever you are. So do let us know in the chat if you're joining from somewhere, wherever you are joining from. And also don't forget to have your art materials ready. And if you had a chance to print out this banana PDF, that might be helpful for the workshop part of the program. So this morning, it's my absolute pleasure to be introducing Zoey Abbott, who's joining us from Portland, Oregon. And she has this fantastic book. It's so fun, called Banana. And it's about a little girl and her relationship with her dad and how he gets very caught up in the excitement of having a banana. So they go and buy a banana, and then the banana becomes all these different things, and he's very distracted. And she then gets a little bit upset with him because he's not doing all the fun things that he used to do with her. So we'll find out more about what happens in the end of this book when Zoey reads it. But it's also got a rather lovely surprise. This is the jacket, and then when you take the jacket off, the casing of the book has this lovely image. So I always love those types of surprises. So that's a really nice design on this book. We'll see all about the book when Zoey reads it to us. And she's going to share a little bit behind the scenes, but just to introduce her a little bit more. Zoey was born in San Francisco and grew up in California. She loved to draw when she was younger and make cards and little books. So she's always had that passion. She went to college, though, at Smith in Massachusetts and studied women's studies and history. She also has lived in Japan for 4 years, and there she actually had a few classes in sumi ink painting and really got interested in that style of painting, and some of that is used in her books. Her medium that she uses usually is watercolor pencil, colored pencils, and gouache. And just recently, riso printing, which we'll hear a bit more about because that's been used in this book, and I believe she's using it in a new book that's coming out next year. So Zoey does some really fun programming. I suggest that you look at her website. She has some fun videos where she interviews other people who are in their art studios. She also has a group of other illustrators who created books about bananas, which I find very fun. She's actually off to an event this afternoon where about 4 of you, I believe, presenting your banana books and doing workshops. That's very fun. So if you're in Portland, Oregon, find out more about that. Yeah, there's an events page on her website, so you can definitely find out more about what Zoey's doing. She does school visits and all kinds of things like that. I love her books. She won a Spirit Award, the Oregon Spirit Award for Pig and Horse and Something Scary, which is absolutely the sweetest book. I just love the way she drew those characters. She's also written several books, one of which is Clementine and the Lion. But you can look on her website and see all the other books that she's created, and there are more coming soon. So we're very delighted to have Zoey this morning. I found her at our original art exhibition, which was for 2023, the Best in Picture books for 2023. And so I felt like this was a fantastic book to have for Father's Day, and she agreed to be scheduled for this month. And so here we are. It's Father's Day tomorrow. So happy Father's Day to all of those fathers who might be watching along with their kids this morning. And do have your art materials all ready. As I said, we're going to be drawing along with Zoey, and she kindly did send this PDF for any younger viewers who want to just color it in or draw a face on this banana. So without further ado, I'd love to just turn you over to Zoey, who's joining us from Oregon this morning. Hi.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you so much, Society of Illustrators. Tim is behind the scenes, and Lindsay too, helping out with this story time today. Yeah, it's such an honor to be here today. And also, yeah, happy Father's Day to those who are celebrating. Claire, Claire is zooming in from, where are you zooming in from, Claire?
Oh, I'm zooming in from outside of London in Buckinghamshire.
London. So she's in the UK. I'm on the West Coast in Oregon. It's 7:36, and then Tim is in New York. So I believe it's 10:36 for him. What time is it for you, did you say?
It's about 3:30. Yeah, 3:36. Yeah. So we're
Okay.
5 hours ahead. We're in the
Okay.
afternoon.
All
Yeah.
right. So, like Claire said, put in the chat where you guys are coming in from. I'm so curious. I know I invited some small friends and big friends, and so from various places. So I'm curious. Also, Claire, I say banana. What do you say?
Banana.
Banana. All right. We have banana and banana, and then I don't know how other people pronounce it, but when I lived in Japan, they said banana. So
Ah,
that's three ways at least you can say this fruit, right? Anyway, I did a little research and I found two sources. One source said that the word banana comes from Arabic, but then it was then I found another one that said it comes from a West Africa. So anyway, if anyone knows is an expert on that word, let me know. So today we're gonna read this book and we're gonna talk about ideas and stories. We're gonna do a craft. And I wanted to put a question out to everyone here, and maybe we can talk about it in the chat later, Claire, which is, when and where do your ideas come from? Like, when and where are you when you get ideas? And the reason I ask that question is because I really think that if we pay attention to that, to those things, we can have more access to our ideas, you know? So like I have a friend who woke up in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock in the morning, and she had this idea for a story, and she happened to have her notebook nearby and she wrote it down. Other people say that they get their ideas when they are, you know, exercising or, you know, walking or swimming. So I think it's great. I like to talk to the kids when I'm doing school visits, you know, pay attention to when and where your ideas come from, and then have like a notebook and write them down, because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I forget things. Even if I have an idea that I love and I think I'll never forget, if I don't write it down, I tend to forget it. So just wanted to encourage you with that. And then I wanted to, speaking of ideas, talk about where the idea for this book came from. So one day I was walking in my neighborhood and I saw this guy, Fred, down the way kind of, and I was waving at Fred and he waved at me, and he was carrying his lunch in his hands, and he happened to have a banana. And he started to mime with the banana, and miming is basically like pretending silently. And so first he pretended he had a leash and there was a dog pulling him down the street, and then he pretended it was Claire a baby. He pretended it was a baby. And then he pretended it was a mustache. And then he pretended it was a phone. And then he pretended it was a guitar. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, I thought this was really funny. And I waved at Fred and he went back to work. And I went back to work and I started working on this story that we're going to read today. So yeah, I think it's fun to pay attention. I happened to be on a walk when I got this idea, and I happened to be interacting with a really fun, crazy friend. So that is how this story came about, and I think we will read it. Shall we, Claire? Does that sound good?
that sounds great.
All right. So like Claire said, there's a jacket on this book, and then there is a case cover. So we've got a little trampoline. I'm going to take the jacket off because it's easier to read without. So pay attention to these end papers. You will notice a difference on the last one. Banana. You can see the main character is on her father's shoulders, ready to jump off. I love my dad. He's the best at the pool. He rates my handstands. And you can see she's getting a 9 there. I rate his dives. And he's getting a less good score. I think it's a 4. We play shark games. When it's time to go home, I do Dad's hair. Then he makes me into a burrito. On our way home from the pool one day, we pass a banana store. Dad cannot resist. It's mysterious, magical, and mesmerizing. And the banana is shooting out sparkles and flipping into the air and emitting light. The banana is also quite useful. We take banana everywhere. It's toasting bread here. It takes us everywhere too. We are having so much fun. But then something weird starts happening. Dad doesn't have time for riding bikes or picnics or bedtime stories anymore. Good night. Good night. He's watching a show with a banana. And he's no longer the best at the pool. Our girl's here. And you can see Dad is very distracted. I am so tired of that silly banana. I have to do something. So I eat it. Dad throws a bit of a tantrum, then he gets a little bit sad. Burp. But I know what to do. I make him a healthy snack. I read to him from one of his favorite books, Calvin and Hobbes, of course. We take a few deep breaths, and when Dad feels ready to move on, I take him back to the pool. And that's the last page, and there are the end papers, so you can tell there's been a bit of a transformation in the banana.
Yes, just the peel, yeah. Great.
So that is banana. Oh, the sun just came out.
Good morning, sunshine in Oregon.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an unusual thing here. So yeah, so this is a book about a father and a daughter. May I ask give you a banana joke real fast? Since
Okay.
we're a dad banana joke, Tim might have to see if he can answer it. But let's see, what shall we do? What do you call a dancing banana? A banana shake?
Oh.
Why do you have to be careful how you talk to a banana? Because you don't want to hurt their peelings.
Oh.
Okay. So anyway, I have a lot of little banana jokes to sprinkle in here.
Share any banana jokes in the chat if you have any.
Yeah, if you have any more. I have a lot of banana jokes and facts about bananas. I've learned a lot about the fruit in the last couple years.
I bet.
So today I thought I would show you guys a little bit about how I made the art for this book. And I think I'm going to share my screen.
Wonderful.
If I know how.
Yep.
Did I do it?
You did it.
I did it. Yay. All right. So you may notice on the cover of this book, there is one name and it happens to be mine, but this book really was a collaboration between a lot of different people. And so you'll see on the left, there's a lot of names of a lot of people. My editor, Sam, the art director, publisher, my agents, my critique group, and also the people at the studio where I made the art. And so I don't know if you're interested in making books, there are so many ways that you can be a part of bookmaking, not just writing and illustrating. And it's a really fun collaborative process. And I personally love working with people. That's one of my favorite things. We talked about ideas. I love ideas. And I also love collaboration. So when I first sold this book, I started working with my editor, Sam. We were talking about how do we want the final art to look? And so I started experimenting, and I'm going to show you a few of those here. First, I started in colored pencil, and that was really fun. Then I started adding some paint, some watercolor and gouache. And then these ones actually, the base layer is made with marker. So I made these shapes, the flesh tones with marker, and then I added pencil, and then I started adding crayon. I was getting a little bit, unleashing the piñata, as my friend says. I was using all of the implements I could find, every pencil I had on planet Earth here. So also I was having fun trying to figure out what the banana could turn into. And here you see it's like an icy machine. So then I was getting a little crazy with all the colors, and then I took a risograph printing class. And in risograph, you have to sort of limit yourself. You only can use like a few colors. And so I thought, let's try that. Maybe like the limitations would help me kind of get a better sense of things. And so I took a class at Outlet PDX here in Portland, Oregon, and it's owned by Kate Bigham and Burt and Leland Vaughn. And it's an amazing place. I don't know if you guys might have these kind of places in your town, but it's kind of a community center. People get together here. People work on zines and posters, and it's really amazing. And there are so many amazing artists who work there. These are a few of their names on the left. You'll see Bailey Collins and Leland Vaughn there holding up the book Banana in the studio. And they are amazing artists, so you should check out their work. So I started experimenting, and another value of mine is play. I love to play. So I like ideas, I like collaboration, and I love play. And so here was a chance for me to play with a new medium and meet new people and collaborate. On the left, you'll see that's the inside of Outlet PDX, and you'll see Bailey is at the risograph machine. It's called, her name is Janet, the name of the machine. They've named all the machines, which is so hilarious. And in the foreground, there's a big gray box, and that box holds one of these drums on the right. You see there's like a black and a pink and a lime green drum. And so you print in one color at a time. And I'm going to try and share a little, it's a little confusing, but I'm going to try and share how that works. So these are the inks. Aren't they beautiful? I love these inks so much. They're soy based and they are super vibrant. So you can see you can get fluorescence. And so that was fun, a fun idea. Like I could work with that yellow. Wow. It was really exciting. Here's Janet, the machine. And you can see Janet has a lot of stickers on her. So she's basically, if you've ever seen a copy machine, she's basically a copy machine that prints in one color at a time. And so there's a scan bed on top, and you lift that up and you put your art down. And then you open her up and see on the right, you see there's this drum, that one of those drums I showed you, and you insert that in, and that's the color. So you can see that color is like a blue. And so this is the top of the machine where you like Bailey presses the buttons and makes the magic happen. And that's the scan bed where you put the art. And so the paper goes in, you can see where the arrow is. You put your paper there and it goes through the machine. It takes a picture, puts your art on the piece of paper, and then it spits it out the other side. And I have a little video here to show you. This is when the paper is coming out the other side. And you'll notice there are 3 colors on this paper coming out. And that means that this piece of art has already gone through 3 times. So anyway, that's the machine, and it makes a big loud sound, and it's pretty fun. So that's the technology I used, the risograph. And the way I made the art was with pencil and various other things. But so here is, so you can see I just use like number 2 pencils, mechanical pencils, my favorite eraser, which is Faber-Castell. Everyone should have one of those erasers. They're so creamy. And here is just a picture of the art that I made, the line drawing that I made. These are the 3 actual pieces of art that ended up in the book. And you can see it's just pencil on copy paper, super easy, you know? So low stakes. And So I started with these pencils, and then this is going to sound a little crazy, but you know, those vibrant colors I showed you, that's what the art turns into, these vibrant colors. But when you make the layers of art, it's all made in black and gray. So I'm going to show you here on this little video. I have the art on a light pad, and I'm in the middle of the video. I'm going to turn the light pad on, and you're going to be able to see the layers as they stack up. So in this video, I am like putting on finishing touches on the pencil, and then I will move that out of the way, get another piece of paper. So this is going to be the blue layer, turn on the light pad. Now, everything in the image that will be blue, I'm going to draw on this layer, on this piece of paper. And so again, oddly enough, I made everything in blacks and grays, but Janet will turn them blue later. That's the magic of risograph. And so Janet picks up a variety of, like, you know, tones and values, but it's a little, you kind of need to have dark lines or not too light. So you can see I'm painting the water is going to be blue, and I'm using a brush pen, and then I'm going to pick up the charcoal pencil and try and get a little bit more texture, you know, so you can experiment with different kinds of materials. It's pretty fun. And then that's the blue layer. Then I will grab another piece of paper, and that will be the yellow layer. And so here's the paper for the yellow layer. And once again, I use black, gray materials to draw what will turn into yellow later. And so her swimsuit happens to be yellow in this book, and it's some squiggly lines. And so there, that will turn yellow. So like I said, we have the yellow layer, the blue layer, and the black line layer. Does that make sense, kind of, Claire?
Yeah, fascinating. I love how you did the water. It's beautiful.
Oh, thanks. So here is a printout. This is after Janet turned it blue. So that's the blue layer by itself. And then this is what it looks like when all three are printed on top of each other.
Yeah.
So I was having some problems with the pencil picking up in risograph. The pencil is kind of light and soft, I guess. And so I was just going to show you this is the pencil drawing, and you can see, like, you know, pencil, when you shade it, can be light and a lot of different values and such. And then this is when it got printed, and my editor and art director didn't love this line work when it got printed on the risograph. They thought it was like a little bit inconsistent and lost some of the information. And you can see, like, the flesh tones of the parent in the foreground, like, completely went away on the risograph. And so they asked me, you know, like, can you do the riso color and then maybe just keep the pencil? So that's what I ended up doing. That's the full riso test, and you can see it's a little bit underwhelming. So they said, hey, can you combine the pencil with the riso? And so I went back to the pencil drawings, and then I did all the color on risograph, and then I put them together in Photoshop. And so this is the final art with those two combined. So you can see that the softness of the pencil is retained, but still, like, kind of enjoying the color. Did you have a question, Claire, or no?
No, that looks amazing. Yeah, it's interesting to see how this is created. It's a bit like color separation in the old days.
Yeah, it really is. And you have to kind of learn to use your brain in a different way. And so that's sort of the play of it, and the fun was kind of learning the technology. And here's another final spread that combined the two, the pencil with the riso color. Yeah, and so Claire mentioned I have two other books coming out next year in 2025. One is This Year a Witch with Caitlin DeLuey books, and there's a long list, a partial list of people who have worked on that book so far. And so I kind of showed how the pencil drawings didn't really translate to the risograph. And so the next time I did a book, I wanted to try and get the lines dark enough and sort of like so that they would translate. And so here's the way I did This Year a Witch. This is a spread from the book, the full color basically. And I used all the black materials to make all the elements of it. So that's some ink and some brushes. Here's a piece of that. So this is, these are the frames. I made the frames using black ink. And then I scanned that all into my iPad, and then I kind of scanned all the elements, and then I built the image. And I'm just showing you, this is the lime layer. See, it's all black. Then there's a blue layer, a pink layer, and a black layer. And so those layers combine to make the final. So here is a piece of paper. This is the pink layer printed on its own. And then you might be able to see when the lime layer gets added, it mixes the lime and the pink mix. I don't know if you can see the little pumpkins in there, but they turn orange. And then the blue layer, and then on top of all of that goes the black layer. So that's the black layer. And then when they're all together, they look like this.
It's fun, love it.
So yeah, and I just have a couple more examples. This is a little little kid in her bunny costume. I make all the, here's the black ink and a brush, and this is her costume, and this is the pink. This is going to turn into the pink layer. So I did her costume, and then I printed that, and then that's what it looks like printed. And then I'm going to show you the black layer. There's the black layer underneath. And then when it combines, also I didn't have a picture of the lime, but there's the three colors right there.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm not very good at the video thing here.
Oh, it's
and
really fun to see it. It looks great in the video.
Okay, it's a little funny, but so this is the kite collector, and this is the last example I'll show you, but that's the final art, and this is all the color underneath. And then you add the black, and then you get the final. So I know that not everyone has access to a risograph, but it's fun to think about working in just a few colors, and you can do this with crayons or markers. You just tell yourself, I'm going to use blue, yellow, and red or whatever. And you can kind of like, I don't know, the limitation gives a nice parameter for some of the work. And so we're going to do a craft today. I wanted to show you some of the covers. This was the final cover that was decided upon, but before you get a final cover, you have a lot of experimentation. And these are some of the ideas that I came up with. You could see that in the apartment building, the banana's getting so huge that it like goes out the window. In the lower left, the little girl is like yelling at the banana and making faces and telling it to scram. It's a skate ramp. It's the moon, trampoline. Here's the skate ramp again. So I thought that today, Claire showed us the craft, the printout craft, that feel free to use the craft sheet if you have it printed out. On it says, this is a banana, but it doesn't have to be. Turn it into a mode of transportation, a hairdo, a friend, a creature of the forest of your own mind. Seriously, go crazy. Have fun. Don't let a banana just be a banana, okay? So that is our task today. And if you don't like bananas, choose a different object or a different fruit or vegetable. Let's see. Yeah. And I will stop sharing.
In the chat, just in case you didn't get a chance to print out that banana PDF, Tim did actually drop that PDF into the chat. So if you have access we've still got half an hour of doing the workshop portion. So if you need to print that out, you can. Otherwise, hand draw a banana. As you can see, there's a lot of banana shapes in the book. Some of you might already have the book. It's a wonderful book. And don't forget to support your small mom and pop shops, the little bookstores in your neighborhoods to get your books, or go to your libraries.
Yeah. Um, Libraries and local bookshops. I have a lot of favorite local bookshops here. But the one that's closest to my house that I tend to go to the most is Green Bean Books, owned by Jennifer Green. For a long time, I didn't know her last name was Green. And what's your favorite local bookstore in New York there?
Oh, in New York, well, we have Books of Wonder, which is a wonderful bookstore. There's the Bank Street Books. So there's a few that are down. Oh gosh, what's it called? Now I'm not remembering it, but there's a really good one down in the lower area of Manhattan. Where I'm living in Charleston, South Carolina, we have Buxton Books and we have Blue Bicycle Books. And there's many in Connecticut where I used to live as well. So I've lived in different places with favorite bookstores for sure.
Yeah. Well, wonderful. Yeah, maybe you guys can, in the chat, you could say where you're from. You could tell us where and when you get ideas, and you could share your favorite bookstore or library.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
In the chat, yes. And any questions that you might have for Zoe, do share those questions. I'll ask her your questions on your behalf during the workshop.
Thank you. Yeah. So, oh, my pen is almost hitting my thing here. Sorry. So here we go. So I have here today just a highlighter pen. It's just a yellow pen that I thought would be fun for this craft. I am going to turn a banana into various things, and hopefully you can do the same. How is the lighting? Is that lighting not the best?
I think it looks okay. Let's see once you get started.
Okay.
But
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to start by what shall we do? I think, well, I'm looking at my hands here. What if I turned a banana? I'm going to just draw a banana shape. What if I turned this banana into some fingernails? I'm just going to use a pencil here, and can you see?
Yes, very long fingernails.
Okay, so
it'd be good for the witch costume.
What's that?
You could have a banana witch.
Yeah, banana witch. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so maybe that's a little bit weird, but why not? And so these are some banana nails. Just to get us started. Okay, that's a little crazy. Let's try something else. My nephew might be here today watching. His name is Henry. And Henry, our family is a farming family. My father, my husband's family is a farming family. So I thought maybe we could do a combine or a digger, farm equipment. Does anyone here like farm equipment?
Ooh, I'm sure they do. I know my nephew did for a long, long time. Does Louis still like it? I think so. Yeah, I think he does.
So I am going to make this for Louis and Henry. Here's a banana. I'm just going to make a banana shape. And I think a backhoe or a digger has a has sort of another banana on the front. So this is going to be my, let's see, I'm going to connect it there. So this is going to turn into, I'm going to give it some wheels. And I'm just using a colored pencil here, but the colored pencil is a little not working great on top of the highlighter. And I'll give it a little cab where someone will be driving. Maybe a little bunny. Can make a little bunny driving. And I don't know, I don't know if this kind of equipment probably doesn't have a steering wheel, but I'll give it one.
Definitely picking up some carrots, probably.
Oh yeah, great idea. Okay, so we have a banana body of the vehicle. We have a banana backhoe. I think it has some teeth on it, perhaps. And ooh, I like this idea of carrots. Should we put some carrots in here? Some huge carrots. My dog's name is Carrots.
Oh yes, your dog's name is Carrots. Oh.
So, I like that.
Deborah's saying the cutest bunny. Thanks, Deborah.
Thanks, Deborah. Okay, so
Bunny farmer.
Okay, and this will be in a carrot. We'll just make some carrots coming out of the ground, I guess. Yeah, so that's for anyone who likes farm equipment. All right. What are other people drawing? I'm curious. Are you drawing, Claire?
Well, I was thinking of a boat. I haven't done it yet because I've been fascinated with watching what you're doing first. But yeah, I could draw a.
Oh yeah. Why don't you do a boat? I might turn these into make a couple dancing bananas. So I will make my banana shapes. Let's see, I'm gonna have okay, so those are 2 banana shapes. And then let's see, they need faces. And can you hear the crows crowing outside my window?
Oh, I didn't. But,
I've got a lot of crow action. A baby crow followed us home from the park the other day and was hanging out on our porch. It was so cute.
oh.
It couldn't fly yet. All
I
right.
liked how you did the water. You know, you showed us how you did the water when you did the art separation for the reserve. I love it. It's really beautiful. So, did you pick up any sort of specific techniques when you were in Japan? Like some of the feeling of doing more simplified brush strokes, and I think also the limited color palette. It's quite often used in Japanese art.
Yeah, I took a sumie brush painting class with my 80-year-old teacher. She's amazing. Shihan Sugahara was her name. And yeah, it does have those elements of limitations. There's actually a phrase in Japanese that I might butcher a little, but it always, and I believe she taught me this, which is 限られたところに美しさがある, which basically means from a place of limitations, there is beauty. And so I think that really is embedded in their culture and the way they approach art. And they also approach things, they don't like things to be perfect. Perfection is not the value. There's more
like wabi-sabi, right?
Yeah, like wabi-sabi. And so I I loved living in Japan. So here we have a couple of dancing bananas. How's yours coming
Oh,
along, Claire?
it's my fox in a banana boat. If you can see.
Oh, awesome. Yay. Cute. Awesome. All right,
Oh, those
so
dancing bananas are excellent. I love those. So you could have a show, TV show.
a TV show.
Love those. Those
Yeah,
are
so we
great.
have the bizarre nails. That was the first idea. Farm equipment, dancing bananas. What shall we do next? Hmm. Is anyone else drawing something? Oh, yeah, this is what I want. I had an
They're
idea.
busy drawing.
What's that?
They must be busy drawing, I'm sure.
Busy drawing, yeah. Is Tim drawing and Tim or Lindsay drawing?
I don't know. Tim, write in the chat if you're drawing something.
Tim, it's going to take Tim a lot longer to draw because he draws with those tiny little micron pens and very detailed.
Yeah, well, there's a good challenge. How to incorporate a banana into that style of drawing. Yeah.
Let's see. All right, so for Father's Day, I'm gonna draw, how about a mustache? I'm gonna make a mustache out of 2 bananas. And let's see, a little mouth here. And maybe even give this dad a beard of bananas. Is that possible? Let's see.
Mm.
Is that gonna look too crazy? Never too crazy, right?
Never crazy, no.
Never too crazy. Let's just go there, see what happens.
Even do a banana mouth on somebody.
Oh yeah, banana mouth.
Oh, we've got, okay, Deborah is drawing a crazy banana poodle. Ooh, so I have asked our participants, don't forget to send in your drawings. You can send them to my email. Tim will drop my email address into the chat, but it's claire@societyillustrators.org. And I can share those drawings with Zoe. We always love to see what you all draw. It's very fun.
Oh, fun. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, the hair, exactly. You've gone all out now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gone a little crazy. Okay, so that is our banana dad. Banana dad. Or how would you say that, Claire?
Oh, the banana dad.
Banana dad. How about a banana tattoo? Some dads have tattoos.
Right.
My dad does not have a tattoo, but my kid's dad has a tattoo. So this will be a classic anchor tattoo on a dad's arm. I did this a little funny. Should we give this dad some big muscles?
Yeah.
Let's see. How does that work? Trying to
Hi,
remember.
Lauren Lou. So Lauren is drawing a guy on a banana boat looking at the night sky, and then another guy on a moon boat. Oh, how lovely.
Ooh.
Drawings.
Oh, I
You can
love
really
it.
use your imagination with this banana workshop.
Yeah, I think maybe some stories will
Yes,
come out
yes,
of it, right?
definitely some stories will be coming out of this.
All right, so this is a little bit of an odd one, but I'm drawing a dad with a muscular arm with a tattoo holding a banana. So we're getting a full range here. We've got a lot of different things. How are we doing for time, Claire?
Well, we've got 15 more minutes, and I don't know if you're going to do your demonstration with your stick ink drawings, but that was something that Zoe said she would share with us. Something that some of you may not have these particular materials today, but we do upload this video to our YouTube channel, Society of Illustrators on YouTube, and you could check it out again, and then maybe you will have some sticks that you found, but I think it's rather inspiring. This is something that Zoe does when she does school visits. And she's seen all kinds of exciting illustrations coming from the students at the classes. So definitely be fun to see that in your workshop this morning.
Yeah, okay. I'll finish up this last one. This one is in the book. The banana is a
Yeah,
toaster.
toaster. Yeah.
So that'll be our banana toaster, and seems like we should have some jam with our toast and some butter.
We have a question, Zoe, from Lauren for you. So I'm going
Yeah.
to read what Lauren's written. It's so interesting to read and know your banana picture book creative story. My question is, after you do your original work with Risoprint, for the published version, did you scan the original one and print them in the normal way? Oh, good question.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, so uh, yeah, I scanned the work and send all the elements to my publisher, and then they deal with the color and print it the normal way. Yeah, and then yeah, it's pretty fun for the witch book that I'm working on now. They are going to try and match the Riso colors with inks, so with the regular inks, and so I'm hoping that the vibrancy of the fluorescence comes through a bit better. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, whenever you get something printed for a book, it never looks exactly the way the original art looks. Some
Which
colors
brings
translate
me
better
to
than others.
mentioning again, I'm going to mention, because Zoe was in our art show last year in 2023. If you get the chance to come to New York City or you live in the area, do check out our original art show. It's every year from the end of October to the end of January. And there we showcase over 150 pieces of original artwork that would be seen in picture books. And we do have the picture books right there for you to see the story that the illustration came from. We have medalists, and there are over 1,000 submissions. And the show is juried. It's juried by professional editors, art directors, and award-winning illustrators. So we have a jury that looks at all of those works. Not only do they look at the beautiful illustrations, but they also look at how the illustrations are sequenced in each picture book. So that really is important. If you're doing a picture book, you have to be able to draw the same characters. They have to be consistent, and you have to show movement through the book to carry the story. The words and the pictures complement each other. So there's a lot of things that you get to really enjoy during that showcase that we do every year. It's called the Original Art Exhibition. So just to mention,
Yeah,
because
I
Zoe
want
said,
to go.
yeah,
I've never gotten to go to it before, but
yes, I hope you
I
get to
really
come.
want to. All right, so the last little bit that we're going to work on is, uh, uh, okay, let me start with this. I have had a really good time working with ink, and in one of my books, in this book, I Do Not Like Yolanda, I used ink, and for the girl's hair and some other elements, I actually used sticks that were dipped in ink. And so I thought I would show you, hopefully some of you collected sticks. These are sticks that I have a lot of sticks. And some of the sticks I collected just from the garden. And some of them are just raw, completely untouched. But then some of them, my daughter took a whittling class at this place called Trackers here in Portland, and she learned how to whittle. And so if you ever get a lesson in stick carving, wood carving, you can try this. But you could see she made these beautiful designs, and I have this one's made from a tumbleweed, and she put yarn on it. So anyway, if you have some sticks, you could dip them in water. I don't know, this needs to go up a little farther, I think. So I have my sticks in water here. Steve Light, an artist, and taught me a little bit about that because I didn't know that soaking them first was better. So I have the sticks in here, soaking a little bit, and then I have this is a kind of a permanent ink that I'm using, but I couldn't find the one I usually use, which is just like a sumi ink, a Japanese sumi ink. So I bust open the top here, and I have a little vessel, and I pour a little in. Let's see. And I understand this is a messy craft, so you have to have brave adults who are up for it.
We could do it outside because it's going to be summertime.
Oh yeah, totally. Do it outside. Great idea. So also I have paper towels handy to catch any extra water and so what I do is I will take a stick and I'll dry it off a little bit. Wow, this one's very stubby. We'll see how this goes. And then I will dip it in ink. And I think first we'll just do, ooh, that is a nice big line. Ooh, I like that. So each stick has its own quality. And then like, for example, this one has like a bunch of edges to it. So you can get some thinner lines depending on how you use it. And some kids actually taught me that you can kind of color in with some of these sticks. So
So in your ink experience, obviously sumi ink is permanent ink. Is there any brands that might be not so permanent but still have such a nice dark
yeah, so this ink is permanent, but the Japanese ink that I use is sumi or India ink is not permanent. So yeah, there's plenty of inks that you can get at your art store. Let's see, that are not permanent. Most of them aren't actually. So
okay. I thought because you use them as an outline often that you would want them to be permanent, so that if you put anything else, other color on, it wouldn't bleed.
So in this case, these ones are permanent for that exact reason, because when you add color later, you won't
bleed.
Yeah, you don't want it to bleed. Let's see. And some sticks are cool. Not that one. Let's see. Oh, this one is interesting. This has like a dead blossom on the end. So this one I tried yesterday, and it gives you 2 lines or it can give you. See, gives you 2 lines.
Oh yeah, nice.
So shall we draw it? Let's try and draw something. Maybe I'll get a new piece of paper. This one's kind of wet. So let's try and draw something. How about a frog? Maybe?
So I was just wondering, with your banana book, have you thought about another sequel that might be another object in the fruit vegetable family?
Wow, I haven't. Thanks for that idea. I feel like from today's crafting, someone else might be able to write a sequel.
Yes, definitely.
So since Claire is in England, tea time's a big deal there, right?
Oh yes, tea time.
Seems like we should have a little bit of a tea party.
It's about tea time now, actually. We start having tea at around 4. Yeah.
Nice. Are you an English breakfast tea drinker, or?
Well, since being in America, I go for the English breakfast, but when I was in the UK, I quite liked Earl Grey.
Yeah. I love
I'm
rocket.
sure you got a taste for the Japanese teas too. Yeah, when you were in Japan.
Yeah, we love matcha in our
Gotcha.
family,
Yeah. Mhm.
but the caffeine is a little intense.
Right. Cute little hats.
I know this is not a you don't have hats at your parties, but um,
Oh yeah, no, I totally have hats. My dog is a mini Dachshund. He often has a little hat like that for special occasions, including his birthday. It's so cute. So
oh,
this is, I must say, if you haven't already read it, Pig and Horse is such a lovely book. You should definitely check out that. I love the style of animals that you've drawn in that book. But the horse looks so charming. And wasn't the horse sort of based on a friend loosely of yours?
yeah, it's loosely based on my friend Vanetta,
Nice.
and and more generally based on all my friends and all all people who help you get through hard times.
Right, right. Oh, so I have another question. Oh, would a recording of today's presentation be emailed? Oh, it's more of a technical question. So actually what we do is we edit the video and then it gets uploaded to our YouTube channel. And then in our newsletter that's sent out to all the participants who've already sent their emails in for this program or prior programs, you'll be on our list and you will get a newsletter with a link to that upload. So yeah, you'll get a notification as an email in a newsletter from the Society of Illustrators, probably be in a week or so. Somebody at the Society of Illustrators, in fact, that's Lindsay who does that. She does our editing.
Thanks,
Um,
Lindsay.
so yes, you can definitely revisit this. You can also check out our other Saturday stories that are on our YouTube channel. So great things to do on a rainy day. I know in
Yeah.
the summer there's going to be nicer weather and people want to get outside, but certainly it's great to draw, kids. So have your paper, your sketchbooks, pencils. You can bring them when you're going on holiday or if you're going to camp, and just always be drawing and sketching. You never know what ideas might come up. And stories come from just a simple drawing of a banana, for example. We learned a lot this morning with Zoe.
Yeah. So is anyone using sticks today? Did anyone find a stick they
Oh,
like?
anybody drawing with sticks, please do mention that in the chat if you would. By the
Yeah.
way, Zoe, Tim drew bananas as skis. Quite a good idea, right?
As what?
As a pair of skis.
Oh, I want to see that. That sounds
Yeah,
amazing.
once you start thinking about sports, could be skis, snowboards, surfboards.
Yeah, such
Yeah.
a good idea.
If you turned it upside down, it could be a parachute, perhaps, or
Ooh,
paragliding.
yeah, yeah, like one of those kite things. Um, yeah,
So,
I love watching all the stories that you guys do, and it's so great that you offer them after the fact. I watched a number of them recently.
yes, it's such
Thank
an
you.
enjoyable program. I really love to bring illustrators from different places because we used to do this program live at the museum, but that
Mhm.
was only really easy for people who were visiting who lived in the area. So now that
Yeah,
we do it virtually, we can reach not only illustrators from where they are, but also our participants from where they are. So it's really been a lovely program.
that's wonderful.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I think a few people will be very inspired by this, and some have said that they haven't got the sticks, but now they're inspired to go outside and find some. So that's
Oh
what we want
yeah.
in this program. We want to inspire you, and
Yeah,
definitely
get you
this line
outside.
is totally inspired. I love the line on this. Obviously, Zoe is very adept at doing this drawing with a stick. I don't see any splodges or
Oh,
mistakes. It's very nice.
no, I think that's the fun of it is that,
Oh, right, it's got a
it does,
different,
it
yeah,
gets a
different,
little crazy, but
yeah, but nothing where you went. So, and
yeah.
even then, if you make a big ink splat, turn it into something. Maybe it's a
Yeah.
spider dropping down on its thread, I
Yeah,
always think it's good to try and turn things, mistakes into other things. Um,
exactly. Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much, Zoe. We are at actually
Yeah.
11:30 on the East Coast, and it's been so enjoyable. We really
Yeah.
have enjoyed it. And participants have made some lovely comments. They've said how wonderful your drawings are and how cute your characters are. I agree, they're very, very endearing. So I hope you'll get a chance to check out more of Zoe's books. Do enjoy your Father's Day celebrations tomorrow, honoring dads all around the world. And maybe you can make a card for Dad, right? Make it out of one of these illustrations. You could do him a banana card, or even find a stick and do a drawing with your stick. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend, everybody. And thanks again, Zoe, so much for joining us this morning. We hope to have you at the Society in person one day.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Claire, Tim, and Lindsay. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you next time.